All right, good morning from the so far out west. They call it the East again. This is a tournament with the game Shootout Hockey. I'm calling this tournament my father's favorites because it is his four favorite players of all time. And those four being Tim Horton, who won't be seen in this game, Sidney Crosby, who also will not be seen in these games, Bobby Clark, who features here on line one for the Philadelphia Flyers, and opposing him at center actually for the Edmonton Oilers will be Wayne Gretzky. So again, yeah, his four all-time favorite players and four really good teams representing those four players. I feel like I've already overused the number four. I also feel bad for Dave Semenko for this one. Thinking about this, getting ready for this game, it's you know, he might be thinking I'll take you all on, but I think the Flyers actually would happily oblige him. Actually, to pronounce some of these old names, I went and I looked for some YouTube of some play-by-play and just color commentary. And so when you search for these players' names on YouTube, a lot of them, the first thing that comes up actually is a fight that they were in. Like McIllargy here, Jack McIllargy, I believe his first name is Jack. It's him fighting Tiger Williams, and then I also watched him fighting Ed Hospodar because I found it interesting that it was in a Rangers-Whalers game, actually, a Flyer from the past and Flyers basically from the past and the future fighting one another. So this is, I guess, would be sort of the tail end maybe of the Broad Street Bullies, 74 and 75. Of course, the Flyers won Stanley Cups. 76, however, was the better overall regular season for Philadelphia. So I do understand why this would be the choice from the great teams of the past for shootout hockey, weighing heavily the regular season. And of course, for the Oilers here, you have 83, 84. And I put this number 2 here for a reason. I just wanted to have a colorful shootout card showing up in the picture. Though this is the one that was drawn randomly off the top of the pile. So we'll take 2 minutes off to start. And actually, I was like, I had that weird feeling. I haven't played shootout in a little while, and I had that weird feeling that something was missing. And I realized now that what that is actually is the timer. So I'll quickly grab that, I guess, before I really get this underway. But a quick description of what this is again. It is going to be I call it a best of two. I'm actually not sure if that would be the best term for it. Basically, it's 2 games, most goals. And so after the first game, what I will do is I will flip, switch, reverse, home and away. And however many goals are scored by each team after the first game, those will carry over to the next game. So this isn't even so much about wins and losses per se. It's really about by how much, how much you can run up the score in any given game, not so much by how much you can win it. So this is a really interesting matchup, and one that I think stylistically in real life, I do think that could you somehow transport the 76 or the 70s, mid 70s Broad Street Bullies Philadelphia Flyers for what it is worth in that era over to the 80s? I think, again, just my estimation, that stylistically this team could have given this team a lot of trouble in real life. So I do think that this would be very interesting. Conversely, though, I don't know, it would probably depend on officiating that night, wouldn't it? Okay, so hopefully that looks okay. I'm used to actually having a little more on this blanket, on this desktop with certain other games that I've been playing more recently. And that's another thing that I should point out. I'm a little rusty when it comes to playing shootout. It has been a little while, and I may or may not be playing everything in accordance with the rules for this game. So just bear with me here a little bit as I shake off some rust. And I may even deliberately be making a few minor modifications to this for purposes of simplicity and flow, because hockey should be fast. I want this to flow quickly once I, quit talking and finally get going with it. So anyway, Andy Moog got the start for this game, actually. So what I didn't shuffle. I cut the deck, and with the cuts, I determined I'll probably do that for the next game as well. And just to determine who would get which goalies would get the start. It is Wayne Stevenson for the Philadelphia Flyers and Andy Moog here for the Edmonton Oilers. And this too is valid. We're going to take 2 minutes off the clock here to get things going. And I'm trying to figure out the best way actually that I can reach around the tripod and flip this. So this is a little unusual for me here. But anyway, so with 2 minutes off the clock in the 99, that will be a scoring chance for the Philadelphia Flyers right away. I remember that much. We looked at Player C. Player C is Robert Earl Clark, a.k.a. Bobby himself. I don't want to say true fact, fun fact, or whatever. Quick thing that I'll throw into this before I resolve his scoring chance. Actually, as an embryo, possibly also as a fetus, Bobby and Clark were going to be my first and middle names. True story. That is how much my father loved and idolized Bobby Clark. My name is not Bobby, but I was almost a Bob. Anyway, So Bobby Clark here with the scoring chance, and Bobby Clark has it in the face-off circle, and he fires, but that's going to be probably he's going to be boxed out by the Oilers defense there and Paul Coffey. So we're going to get 3 more minutes off the clock here. We're up to the 5-minute mark now. 62. That'll be no scoring chance either way. Scoring chances here written at the top of the whiteboard here, the little whiteboard. 73 to 100 for the Philadelphia Flyers. They have a decided advantage at home, and 1 to 19 for the Edmonton Oilers because this came out, I think, a CD for Edmonton, as I recall, and an A. C for the Philadelphia Flyers, so C on C. Anyway, so yes, there'd be no scoring chance here. But just past the 5-minute mark, 2 minutes. We don't look for penalties here. We're just marking, flipping for time in the initial, and it's going to be back the other way. The Edmonton Oilers. We're looking at a rare player. So another thing that I meant to say off the top when I was going to make like little simplifications is that if I get something like this, I'm just going to overlook it, and also as well if it's like a reserve, like a V here for reserves, I'm just going to flip another card. So I'm going to again, I want to have a couple of standard games here. I'm going to therefore discredit this card and just flip again to see who the scoring chance is going to. So the scoring chance is going to Willie Lindstrom there on line 3 for Edmonton, and Lindstrom actually has it in the slot. And Lidstrom will score here early on. So striking first here in this 2-game series is the Edmonton Oilers. 1-0 here. Just probably, well, between 6 and 7 minutes. Yeah, let me flip here for the assist and for the time. So I guess what I'll do is just add 25 to 6 minutes, and I'll say it's 6:25. And then I should also look here, L1D1, of course, Lindstrom is on line 3. So line 3 center, that's Ken Linsman. So Linesman or Linsman? I'm pretty sure it's Linsman. Linsman? Oh, that's another one that I should have looked up. Linsman, who also played for the Philadelphia Flyers as well at some point there in his career, Philadelphia and I believe Boston. Anyway, and then I look to the right wing here, which is Lindstrom himself. So I'll just flip 3 here, see if we get a pair of assists. But I'm not keeping stats for this one. This is a 6-game tournament in total, and what you see here will be games 1 and 2 of the 6. So this will be a third of the tournament, done and underway and then done right here. Anyway, so for the third assist flip there, the 6, Coffey is not a 6. And right wing is Lindstrom, so I guess it was just meant to be a single assist goal. It is Lindstrom from Linsman here at 6:25, I said. So anyway, 2 more minutes come off the clock here. We're up just past the 9-minute mark now, and there's going to be a penalty, and surprisingly, it could go to Edmonton here first. So penalty versus away. Let's see, we flip and we look for the penalty rating there of W. Oh, wait, no, what am I? Let me double check here. Okay, so again, here's where I'm a little rusty. That could be a penalty B, my goodness. So penalty B, I guess we're going to look at both teams. This is more like it in a game involving a team like the 76 Flyers. So how do I do it? Yes, because it's home and away, the way that it's not red, penalty B. It's been a little while now. So 2 and 2, 5 for fighting. The Oilers actually don't have a 2. Semenko is... how does Semenko not have a fight rating? I almost feel like throwing Semenko up against Andre Dupont and throwing them both in the box for 5. I'm going to game this a little bit. I am the official scorer here. That's what I'm going to say happened is that maybe Andre Moose Dupont there was Dave Semenko's first victim. So we'll throw them each in the box for 5 minutes, and that way we can just keep playing 5 on 5. I don't want to complicate things too much here early. So we're up to the 12-minute mark now. And with a 64, it's not going to be a scoring chance for either side. Leaning towards the Flyers' way, but not quite leaning heavily enough there. So just past minute 15 now. And we don't get a scoring chance just past the 15-minute mark either. So just past 17. And 10, it's going to be another chance here for the Los Angeles Kings. And this one is the great one, Wayne Gretzky doing the honors. Gretzky has it in the slot. And that is basically a foregone conclusion. Wayne Gretzky here, number 99. I'm trying to think if this is a season that he had 73 goals. Or maybe this is the one where he had the 87 in only 73 or 74 games, actually. I think that's the one where he had 205 points in 74 games. Could be wrong about that. But, because I didn't look it up beforehand. But there's, something about he had the 292 and 212, and then he had the 71 and 196, and then he had, I think, 73 and 208. So 81, 82, 82, 83, 83. This might be the 73, 208 season. Then, of course, he had the 52 goals and 215 point season. Yes, I was brought up by a Gretzky fanatic. So, anyway, so Gretzky has scored here. Let's get the time of the goal. So we're going to add 28 seconds. We'll say it's 16:28. Again, though I'm not recording anything, I'm liable to forget things. Likely to forget them by the end of game 2, if not sooner. And assisting on Gretzky's goal, we looked at line 3 D2. That'll be line 1 D2. So D2 right defenseman Charlie Huddy. and the line. So what I do there, I just do the other pair. So I'm going to say from Huddy and Randy Gregg, Gretzky has scored. And let's see here, toward the end, winding it down now to the end of period one, just past the 19-minute mark or up to the 19-minute mark. 73, that's just barely going to be a chance here for the Flyers trying to get back into it. Player D, it's Gary Donafer. Hopefully I have his name right, Gary Donafer. I know it, but I don't know if I'm saying it right. Gary Donafer here on the second line. D, and Donafer has it at the blue line. Dornhofer, it's Dornhofer. I've heard my father say it. I've heard Dave Gardner say it. It's Dornhofer. Click. Anyway, he has it at the blue line, right? Was this the blue line card? D, Dornhofer, and then, yeah, blue line. And from the blue line, he's unable to score from there. Let me see here. This is a 1 minute, so I'm doing this up to minute 20. Again, maybe I'm playing it a little differently than what you would find in the rule book. I don't really care. 5, that's going to be a chance in the final minute of the first period for the Edmonton Oilers. We're looking at player C. It is Jari Kurri. Kurri just has it at the blue line. Maybe he's out of time to go any further with it, and so he doesn't score here. If this is not a 0 minute, which it isn't, then that does mean first intermission. So I'm going to pause and shuffle. Okay, back for the second period. In period one, it was Willie Lidstrom striking first for Edmonton and then Wayne Gretzky following up. So we have a 2-0 lead here for the Edmonton Oilers after 20. And to start the second period and get it underway, much like the first, a 2-minute card elapsed, but we're not looking to the penalty for this one. With a 7, the Oilers here with a chance right off the bat in period 2. And it's going to be Wayne Gretzky here looking to add another, though he is just at the blue line. He's boxed out. He doesn't score from afar. And 2 more minutes coming off the clock now, just past minute 4. And with the 85, it'll be a chance back the other way for Philadelphia. Philadelphia player A, that's going to be Reggie Leach here. Leach, though, just has it at the blue line, but Andy Moog will be tasked to make a big save here. We looked at the 11. That is just out of his range, so it is Reggie Leach getting Philadelphia back in the game early here in the second period. And 47 seconds, so at 3:47 here in period 2. We looked at L1D1, so we're looking at Jim Watson, Leach from Jim Watson, and Leach is the right wing. I'll flip a third then. So Leach from Watson, and there you go, Bobby Clark actually. Leach from Jim Watson, not Joe, and Bobby Clark here at 3:47 in period 2. We have a 2-1 hockey game, 2 more minutes coming off the clock, just past minute 6. And with that 50, it's going to be a penalty B versus home and away. Now, I had that fight between Semenko and Andre Dupont in the first period. Let's see what we get here. The 2 and 2 and 5 for fighting again. Do I allow it again? Do I just say Semenko should have a fight rating of about a 2, if not a 1? So who is number 1? Semenko and Schultz. Come on, Semenko and Schultz have to go toe-to-toe. So I will disqualify scoring chances for both of them. I don't care if I'm gaming it here. I'm going to say up to about minute 11, if I can remember, that Semenko and Schultz are each in the box for 5. And let's keep playing 5 on 5. I'm the official, damn it. So anyway, it's going to be here 1 more minute off the clock. And at 59, that's no scoring chance either way, so another minute comes off the clock. Just past the 8-minute mark we go here with a 5. That's going to be a chance for Edmonton to restore their 2-goal lead. Player Q for the Edmonton Oilers. I'm looking at Mark Messier here on line 2. Messier has it at the blue line, and he can't score from there, so we play on. Let's see, 4 more minutes coming off the clock now, just past minute 12 and the halfway point of the game. And with that 54, what is it, 55? I'm looking to the... That's right, so it's possibly another penalty for the Philadelphia Flyers, and I guess Semenko and Schultz would have exited the box right now. So surprise, surprise, we're going to finally get a penalty here for the Flyers, I think, because YZ, that's probably like everybody. So 2 to take your pick, 2 minutes to take your pick for Philadelphia, Edmonton on the power play for the next pair. The first minute of power play time, 31, that's going to be in Edmonton's power play range here, just about 13 minutes here into the period 2. And player G in the power play. I guess Pat Hughes could be in the power play, couldn't he? Pat Hughes has it here in the slot in the power play. And Pat Hughes with the power play time and the power play goal. Pat Hughes makes this a 3-1 hockey game. And the exact time of the goal here, 12:48. So Edmonton exits this power play early. They waste little time. And actually, I should take the assist from that one as well, L1D2. So we'll say that Hughes, there's, again, where I like to skirt the rules a little bit. I'll say that Hughes is out there with maybe in place of Yaroslav Puzar there on line 1. And so with the 6, I mean Gretzky. So I'm going to give Gretzky the assist. I feel like I'm hardly gifting or anything. So Gretzky has a couple of points in this game on Edmonton's 3 goals. Give him the primary assist in the secondary. Again, Hughes is a left wing, so let me flip a third card here. The right wing. So it'll be Hughes from Gretzky and Kurri here, and I think I said 12:48 or something like that. So anyway, again, stats I think they add to it, but I'm not writing anything down. So another minute coming off the clock here. So up to minute 14 now with the 33. That's no scoring chance since we're back to even strength. And 2 more minutes coming off the clock now, just past minute 16. Could have a penalty to the Oilers again. Please don't let this be a penalty B, because then I'll think that I haven't shuffled very well. Instead, we look to the XY2 again. That could be Glenn Anderson. That could be Pat Hughes. That could be what we know is that Philadelphia is to the power play for the next couple, trying to get back to within one here. So, and they're going to have a successful power play chance here just past minute 16 up to minute 17. We're looking at Bobby Clark here with the chance. Bobby Clark here with it in the slot on the power play, and it is Robert Earl Clark scoring. So Gretzky has scored. Now Clark has scored here. Clark gets his team back to within one. And let's get the exact time of the goal and for the assist. So I'm looking at 16:29 and line 2D1. So maybe Clark lingered out there a little long with a couple of players in line 2. That's just how I see it, even if that isn't how the rule book would necessarily. I know that John Kay is very good about that as well, about, he's glad that you're just enjoying his game, and yes, I am. So Bobby Clark here with it, and I did say L2D1, so right wing there, so Gary why am I... Dornhofer has gotten the primary assist there on Bobby Clark's goal, and I got to flip a third time here, and I get the RD in the line, so I think it was D1, right? D1. So I'm just going to say here Jim Watson, and not good now. I watched him in a fight as well. So what is it? Clark from Dornhofer and Watson here at 16:29 in period 2. We have a 3-2 hockey game. And that's going to get us right comfortably into intermission, actually. That's up to 21, and so that's how I do it. Again, it's a little different in the rules, but that would get us past 20. So I'm just going to assume that we had a lull there late in the second period. We get a tight hockey game here after 40. So after 40, we have a 3-2 hockey game scoring for Edmonton. Well, I can still remind myself. I'm going to try to remember the goal scorers at least. Willie Lindstrom scored first in the game. Gretzky followed up. It was Pat Hughes in the power play with Edmonton's third goal. Returning fire for the Flyers, we had Reggie Leach first, and then Bobby Clark scored on a Flyers power play as well, as I recall. So we have a 3-2 hockey game here after 40. Can't complain with that. I was talking last night about that, actually, how I like close competitive games and series. So I've been spoiled with that in that regard, though. I'm not going to get that every time, and I realize that. So once again, here we get 2 minutes to knock off the clock here to start the third period, and we're going to get a chance here for the Philadelphia Flyers to tie this game. We're looking to player B this time. Player B is Bill Barber. Bill Barber with the B. Bill Barber with the B at the blue line. How many Bs can we have here? But Barber, unfortunately, he has botched it. So we play on here. We have 3 more minutes, just up past minute 5, or up to minute 5, I should say. And again, that's how I play it. That's how I interpret it, of course. So the 88 there at minute 5, right? So 3 minute 5, so the 88 is going to be a chance for the Philadelphia Flyers here. The Flyers here. Player D, we're looking at Gary Dornhofer on line 2. I don't know why that seems so hard for me to say. Dornhofer here with it at the blue line as well. A lot of chances from the blue line. A good, tight defensive game. Andy Moog seeing the big save task here. He doesn't like this. This is an 8, though. This will be within his save range. So it is Moog here with a spectacular stop, and we play on here. 2 more minutes off the clock, just up to minute 7. Now with the 1, that's going to be a chance back the other way for the Edmonton Oilers. Players C, we are looking at Yeri Curry here in the front line, but Yeri Curry again from the top line, from the blue line. Yeri Curry has scored from afar. Apparently shot through traffic. Wayne Stevenson didn't see it, and as a result, the Oilers here have doubled their lead. They've doubled up on the Flyers. They're up 4-2 here in period 3. So Yeri Curry, wow, the seeing eye shot there. And we have to get time and assists. That's right. Shaking off the rust. I am 6:33 here in period 3. Look to L2, D2, or D2 at least. Look to the R5. Well, Curry from Gretzky, we know that. And it was D2, not D1. So Gretzky in the line. So I'm going to say Curry from Gretzky. Actually, line it says exclude Puzar. So you know what? I'll just say Curry from Gretzky straight up. And let's play on here. So 3 more minutes coming off the clock now. We are up to minute 10 here in period 3. 29. No chance there for either team. 2 more minutes coming off the clock. And let's see what we get here. We got a 389. The Flyers. Here we go. A chance to make this game close. Player D for Philadelphia. It's my favorite guy. My favorite name to say. Gary Dornhofer again here. And Dornhofer. This time he has it in the slot. Dornhofer has scored. That'll help me remember how to say his name if he starts putting them on the board here. So Dornhofer has made this a 1-goal game here once again. And Dornhofer here, we're getting the exact time, 11:17 here in the third period. Dornhofer has scored. I'm looking to L2, D1. Dornhofer is on L2. That's convenient. Look to the 6. 6. That is Dornhofer. That's inconvenient. Left wing there, so it's Dornhofer from Ross Lonsbury. And the center, the Mel Bridgman. Okay, so Dornhofer from Lonsbury and Bridgman here at 11:17 in period 3. And again, because my father was a Flyers fanatic, a lot of these names are really only a couple that I think it's Jack McIllargy and what was the other one? I know even a name like Orest Kindrachuk. If I'm not sure if I'm saying it 100% correctly, the way that he would have said it. I actually meant to look up Kelly because I'm not sure. Would that be Bob Kelly? Let me know if you know. But yeah, even guys like again Dornhofer, I've heard his name a number of times, but I guess hearing it and saying it are just two different things. Anyway, so the line I was looking at there, so yeah, Bridgman and Lonsbury. I'm pretty darn sure that's the card that I meant to put down. Anyway, even if it isn't, this is all in good fun. Anyway, we're gonna play on here. So 7 minutes to go here in this hockey game, and it's gonna be the Oilers. Every time that the Flyers get to within 1, the Oilers look to add insurance and pad their lead and get it back to 2. So I'm looking to player L this time for Edmonton. Player L, Yaroslav Puzar on the front line, bolstered there by the likes of Gretzky and Curry. Puzar has it in the slot, and Puzar is going to make this a 2-goal game once again. So the Flyers just can't seem to overcome that final hurdle and even play it for a tie game. So Yaroslav Puzar has scored here, and I believe, wait, hold on now. So Puzar, that's right, in the slot, and you got the goal, so you're going to flip and get the time. 12:43 here, so 1-2-4-3. Now look into the L1D2. That means Gretzky. Well, Gretzky was all over that with the assist and the line, so we'll give Curry an assist as well. So it's just straight up the top line here. Puzar from Gretzky and Curry at 12:43 of period 3. How many points does that give Gretzky now? It's at least 3. I know he has at least a goal and a couple of assists in this game anyway, if not 3, if not... No, I think he's at 4 points now, come to think of it. I think he's at 4.9. I'm trying to think now who scored Edmonton's 4th goal. It was Curry from Gretzky straight up, as I recall. Curry through traffic, actually, from afar from the blue line. Anyway, so we get... That was line, right? It was Gretzky, and there was some... That's the thing about shootout, and somewhat annoyingly, I think to those observing, you can look back. So anyway, I'm going to take this here and I'm going to say 2 more minutes off the clock here. So we're going to get up just past minute 15, and it's going to be another chance here for the Edmonton Oilers because you never know what could happen on the road. So the Oilers, I did think that stylistically, again, I mean, the Flyers maybe in a real life game, but the Oilers have the numbers. And So yeah, the Oilers here 16. That's going to be Glenn Anderson here from line 2. Glenn Anderson here, he's in the slot with it, and this has become a pretty one-sided game all of a sudden. Glenn Anderson, once again, the Oilers have doubled the Philadelphia Flyers in the goals department from 14-44. We get Anderson, we're looking to L1D1, so just here, it'll be Anderson from Paul Coffey and Dave Hunter. Oh, yeah, no, Dave straight left wing and not line, so Anderson from Paul Coffey and Dave Hunter here at 14:44 of period 3. We have a 6-3 hockey game. We get another minute off the clock. Wonder if the Flyers will try anything late. Just as I say that, penalty versus home. So let's see here. It's going to be ZX2. See, strange magic in the cards and dice sometimes. So Philadelphia, take your pick here. Somebody's going to be in the box for a pair. I will be generous and say it is just the one. If this were played in real life, more wouldn't surprise me. But here on the power play, the Edmonton Oilers, the Flyers managed to kill the first minute. And the second minute, they're not going to be so fortunate. Edmonton here with the power play opportunity, none other than the great one. And he's in the slot here on the power play. And this is another foregone conclusion. Wayne Gretzky, this is a 7-3 hockey game here. Now Gretzky with his 2nd goal and probably his 5th point on 7 goals here. And the exact time of the goal here, 16:28. I think we had a goal at like 16:29 and maybe 16:20 something else in this one. Anyway, interesting coincidence here. Gretzky, who's shuffling these cards anyway? L3D2. See, I'm not going to do that for the power play. I'll say L1D2, though. We'll say maybe Huddy was out there and Coffey and Lowe retired. Left wing, so we're going to go Puzar anyway, and Gretzky can't assist on his own goal. Some might argue otherwise, but then 6. Now I'm just going to say Gretzky and Puzar. 1 assist goals can happen on the power play sometimes. I don't want to flip cards forever. So it's going to be another minute here off the clock, and let's see what we get here. 61, no chance for either team. Another minute off the clock here, so it's ticking a little more slowly here towards the end of 3. 11, that's going to be another chance for the Flyers. The Flyers here, Gretzky looking to get that hat trick in the face-off circle. He is perhaps running out of time. Wayne Stevenson makes the save there. So 2 more minutes off the clock, which would add up to 21. However, it's period 3. I'm going to permit one more flip, and if this is not a 0 minute, which it is not, then I'm going to say here that after 60, It is, well, 7-3 there. You see it for yourself if you're watching. If not and you're listening, then I'll just report that it's, if you're listening only, that it is 7-3 here, the final score after game one after 60. So the Flyers with a ton of ground to gain here in the short series. That does mean that they're going to have to win by at least 4 in game two. Should the Flyers actually win by 4 in the second game, like should they come back, not necessarily if it's 7-7, but if it's just tied, however, at the end of 2, at that point and only at that point will I permit a sudden death, and it'll be next goal wins. So the Flyers really, though, they start you imagine starting a hockey game down 4-0. That's basically what the Flyers are doing headed into game 2 here, which again, this one is going to be, what was it called, Edmonton? I think Northlands Coliseum at the time it would have been called. Correct me if I'm wrong. Meadowlands? No, I think it's Northlands Coliseum. I don't know though. I mean, it's 84, maybe not. Again, I was 1, so forgive me. There'd be pictures of me in Gretzky baby clothing in and around that time. Some Oilers blue 99, blue and orange. But yeah, forgive me maybe for. I'm pretty sure it's Northlands Coliseum though at that time. Anyway, so I think these are shuffled well enough. I don't know. I hope so. Normally, actually, what I do when I have the camera paused is I make 3 or 4 little piles, like they recommend with a game like Inside the Crease, which has 200 fast action cards, and as opposed to the 100 here. And so, anyway, I've done my best here to get a good mix here with the cards. So I don't know. I think I've shuffled them okay. Could be better. Could be worse. And but one thing that I do have to do actually though is I have to cut for goaltenders and also for just working out if they're going to have a good or bad game defensively and offensively. I think I'll pause in order to do that. So a thought that I just had is that Edmonton evidently did not take kindly to that 6-0 sound defeat at the hands of the Philadelphia Flyers when I did the 12-game, what do I call it? I guess the prelim, the round robin, in using shootout easy. Edmonton has really taken that to heart. They've taken that personally, and so they put up a 7, basically, scored a touchdown there against a field goal against the Philadelphia Flyers there in game 1. Goaltending changes for both teams here for game 2. One was an executive decision. The other one was not. Fewer came up on the cuts. And Perron, on the other hand, I decided, you know what, especially if this were real and Wayne Stevenson had surrendered 7 in the first game of the series, that they would come back with Bernie Perron. In addition to that, the fact that, my father would tell you that actually in a good night, Perron was arguably the best goaltender ever that he's ever seen. So, the parent would want to go with Perron here, so we're going to have Bernie Perron here getting the starting game too. And the Flyers, again, they've got a lot to make up for here. So, anyway, 2 minutes off the clock here, much like every other period so far in this here mini-series, and we're going to get a penalty against the Flyers right away. That's no way to come back. Maybe the Flyers aren't even playing for that at this point. So W and watch it. There's actually only one W. No, 2 W's have Van Imp there as well. And so it's just going to be the Flyers in the box for a pair there, I guess. Y2, take your pick. So here we're going to get a penalty B. So something happened on the Edmonton power play. I wonder who got roped into it there. 3-3, 5 for fighting. So that will be Mark Messier up against Dave Schultz. Oh, I don't know. It'd be interesting, actually, Messier and DuPont, because I believe they're both called Moose. But no, I guess it's going to be Messier and Dave Schultz. I mean, Messier, I don't know, pretty. This would be a young Messier too, pretty hard-nosed hockey player in his own right. But so Messier and Schultz each gone for 5. So what I'm going to do here, just to simplify it, if a scoring chance comes up for Messier, I'm going to disallow it. And the very unlikely, the somewhat less likely, I guess I should just say, chance that Schultz gets a scoring chance there, I'm just going to disallow that also. Anyway, let's play on here. We do have 1 more minute of power play time. 62, that's actually just below the Edmonton Oilers power play range here in game 2. So we play on. We get 2 more minutes coming off the clock now. 5 minutes, period 1. And with that 72, that's not going to be a scoring chance for either side. So let's see here. We get another 3 minutes coming off the clock here. We're up just past minute 8 now. And that's going to be an 84. So that will be a scoring chance for the Edmonton Oilers. Already up by 4 in this series. That's player C. That's going to be Yeri Curry. Yeri Curry has in the face-off circle. And Yeri Curry has given Edmonton here a 5-goal lead. So that basically means Gretzky automatically gets an assist. And it is 8-3 here for Philadelphia here at 7:34 of period 1 in game 2. So I'm looking to the 6. Gretzky, of course, gets the all, but I'm looking to the 6. And the L2, wait, what was it? L1, D1? Yeah, D1 here. 6. No, because Coffey's an R5. So I'll flip again here. Gretzky and Puzar doesn't get it if it's the line. This is my final flip. I'm trying to give another assist away, and I guess I can. So it's just going to be straight up Curry from Gretzky here at 7:34 in period 1 of game 2. We get another minute off the clock here, just past minute 9 with the card number 9. There will be no chance there for either side. So 3 more minutes come off the clock now, just past minute 12. Once again, a scoring chance here for the Edmonton Oilers. It doesn't matter if they're home or on the road or whatever. They're just going to get them here. This time it's going to be player D. That is Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky, however, from afar here at the blue line, but it's good enough for a rebound. So shot with a rebound here. 5 to the shooter, so rebound 5 here. Gretzky, the shooter. Perron's rebound rating is a 2, so Wayne Gretzky, I don't think he didn't get the hat trick in the last game. However, they are up 9-3. I'm about to go into double digits with this. Should have expected with the team here from the 80s featured. But Gretzky here at, let's see here, 52. So at 11:52 here of period 1. And looking to line 1 D2. So Gretzky, he can't assist on his own goal. Maybe this was a Gretzky individual effort. He shot the puck. He got his own rebound. I'm going to quit flipping. I'm just going to play on here. So actually, no minutes come off the clock. 38, that's going to be no chance for either side, however. So we get a quiet few seconds there, I guess, if not a minute. Just past, or up to minute 14 now. There will be a penalty to the Oilers, oddly. Let's see here. Y and X2. So the first X2 that I see is Messier. It's funny, honest to goodness, I was about to say maybe Messier is still feeling a little ornery or something like that. Anyway, so he's going to be in the box for another couple. And here, the first power play minute, the Philadelphia Flyers looking to get a little get back here. And player F here, that's Mel Bridgman here. I guess he's in the second line, so we'll say Bridgman with the scoring opportunity here in the power play from the slot. And Mel Bridgman there giving the Flyers a little life. This is now a 9-4 hockey game, the score being cumulative, carried over there from game 1. So Mel Bridgman here, it's 9-4, and Bridgman here for the time and for the assist at 19. So here at 14-19, and looking to, I guess, line 1, that makes sense here. So line 1, we'll say Bridgman was out there as the fourth forward with Bobby Clarke. And for the line, let's see, that makes it kind of tricky, doesn't it, though? That makes it a little complicated. You know what? I'm just going to game it a little bit here, and I'm going to say Bridgman from Clarke and Barber. I think Barber deserves a point at this point. So 2 more minutes come off the clock here now, just up to minute 17, and we have a 99. We have a 99 here. Let's see whose scoring chance is it. Lo and behold, very befitting of the 99 card. There it is, going to be Wayne Gretzky with a scoring chance. Gretzky has it in the slot, and Gretzky, okay, Gretzky versus Perron. How about that? How do you like that? The save is a 5, so Perron wins this duel. Perron has made the big save there on Wayne Gretzky. We play on 2 more minutes coming off the clock now, up to minute 19. And with that 73, that's going to be just below Edmonton's scoring range here, just up to minute 20 as I play it. Not necessarily what you will see in the rules. 65, this is not a 0 card. So here after 20, let's see, it was 7-3 after 3 periods there, game 1. So it is 9-4 here after 4 periods, and we're now a period into game 2 of 2. So if you like to keep score by period, then I guess period 1 in game 2 was a 2-1 Edmonton verdict there after 20. So anyway, we play on here. We're just going to get 1 minute off the clock this time. That's the first time that's happened in the series. And with a 6, it's going to be the Flyers right off the bat. And boy, did they ever need goals in a hurry. L here, player L on Philadelphia. That's going to be Tom Bladen, actually. Bladner Bladen from the, I've recognized him from hockey cards and pictures and stuff. But anyway, from the, he's actually got it in the slot, so Bladen jumps up in the play here, and he has scored. So the Flyers down now, I guess, just by 4. Bladen scoring here very early in period 2. Let's see how early. 21 seconds at that. So L3 D2, and Bladen is on D2. So L3 center, that's Oris Kinderchuk here with the primary assist. And the right wing there, that would be Don Selesky. So it is Bladen from Kinderchuk and Selesky, just 21 seconds into period 2 here. We get 2 more minutes coming off the clock now. 9-5 Edmonton, again, cumulatively. After like a game and a half here almost. So 2 more minutes coming off the clock now. 70, that's no scoring chance either way. 3 more minutes coming off the clock now, up to minute 6. And 32, that's going to be no scoring chance either way because the Flyers are not in the power play. 2 more minutes coming off the clock. And we have a 29. No, that's going to be no scoring chance either way. 2 more minutes again. So at the halfway point here in game 2, and with that 76, no, the Flyers, again, running out of time already, one would argue, since they need 4. And unfortunately, in Edmonton scoring chance, Flyers perhaps getting a little careless, trying to come back. We're looking at player O. That is Glenn Anderson. Glenn Anderson has it in the face-off circle. That's going to be another good save for Bernie Perron, who did stone Wayne Gretzky toward the tail end of period one there. So just up to minute 15 now with the 78, just under Edmonton's range there. The Flyers defense, pretty stout defense in their own right. 2 more minutes coming off the clock now. And we have a 50 here. Penalty B, home and away. Messier and Schultz ready to go at it again. No, that's going to be a Z3 5 for spearing. 5 for spearing. So who has impaled who? Again, I do home and away. I think you're supposed to do away and home in the rules, but because it's the way that it's read. It's always bothered me. So home first, but no Z3 there. So maybe they're going to get off scot free with something. Dave Schultz though, Schultz has cracked his knuckles. I did say out of Ward Semenko that so we're going to get the heavyweight title fight. The man who sparred with Muhammad Ali himself up against the Hammer. And I don't know. I actually see Dave Semenko doing a good Larry Robinson on Dave Schultz, if I'm being honest with you, given what I've seen of the two of them. Schultz was incredibly scrappy and incredibly tough in his own right. I don't know if he ever fought Dave Semenko, but I also don't know if he'd want to. But anyway, that doesn't really matter for all purposes. Excuse me, in intents here. Sorry about that. Okay, so anyway, they're going to be anyway, they're each stowed away in the box. Let's just play on here 5-on-5. Again, we're just trying to keep it simple here. So 2 more minutes off the clock with that 19. Ooh, just out of the Flyers scoring chance range there. And that's 19-3, 22. So that means that we're a couple minutes into intermission. Perhaps they forgot to buzzer it down. But nobody was paying attention to the time here, so the players are going to be a little tired coming out here for period 3. Was that a scoreless period? No, Philadelphia scored 21 seconds in, and then we got nothing for the rest of 20. So I guess much like I did in game 1 here, I guess in game 2 I will just I'll just shuffle and shoot the whatever and just to talk here as I'm shuffling here a little bit. We have 20 minutes to go. The Flyers with a ton of ground to gain here. So the Edmonton Oilers really made a statement there in that first game because again, if you're keeping score here in the second game, like, had this been the first game, this would read 2-2 right now. So the second game has proven to be a bit of a different story, at least through 2. It is technically 2-2 through 2 here in game 2. So I don't know if Jordan 2-2 would have been born at this point, but yeah. I'll just nothing like awkward silence to follow an awkward joke that you happen into and just are unable to back out of. So yeah, blame it on the brain. Now we're going to get, I think these are shuffled sufficiently, if not excellently, because not excellently, but, sufficiently, hopefully, for a period 3. And let's see here. This is why I actually paused in between periods, so I can try to get all the cheesiness, all the corniness out here before the following stanza. Okay, so I'm feeling like this card here could be the one here. What are we, 37 minutes into it now? Let's see here. Period 3, big one for the Philadelphia Flyers here, 76. And the Super Series winners here, 30. They won't get the scoring chance here. Not really the winners, but they sent the Soviet home. So 2 more minutes coming off the clock here. So we're up to minute 5 now. And 96, that's going to be Edmonton's chance. Edmonton here, player E. It's going to be Paul Coffey, actually. So Paul Coffey from the slot, he's joined and jumped up on the play here, and Bernie Perron tasked to make another big save. And with the 6, he does it. Perron says, no, sir. Perron's really been the difference here in game 2 thus far, a 2-2 hockey game. So I'm happy with my own little adjustment there. I'm not sure if Stevenson would have stopped. Stevenson wouldn't have stopped that, actually. So here up into minute 6 now. Penalty to the Flyers, though, surprise, surprise. We looked at W and Y too. That's going to be a smorgasbord of names probably. And in the first minute, so evidently I haven't shuffled all that well. Let's see. Messier and Dave Schultz want like round 3.5 or 4 or whatever. Schultz and Semenko. How is Semenko on the power play? What's going on here? Schultz and Semenko. Schultz, what's left of him after round 1, going at it with Semenko here in round 2. And we're just going to play on past this foolishness here. So up to minute 8 here. That's going to be just a nada. So we're going to take 2 more minutes off the clock, I guess. And 76, that's going to be no scoring chance either way. And 3 more minutes come off the clock here, so up to minute 13 now. 83, that's a chance for the Edmonton Oilers, looking to put up a 10 spot with player, and that's Kevin McClelland, I believe. Does he the same McClelland? Does he McClelland or McClelland? Is he Vegas manager? Anyway, so he has an opportunity here, but he's at the blue line. So we get a rebound though. So he's shooting, pressing for a rebound. It says three to the shooter. Perron, unfortunately, sort of his Achilles heel, I guess, at least evidenced by these shootout cards. Yes, it's a 5-1 game for Philadelphia if you're watching. No, it is going to be a 10-5 score here. The shooter, so yeah, Kevin McClelland or McClellan? Goodness, the names that you think that you need to look up and then you encounter others. Anyway, he has scored here to put Edmonton into double digits to propel them there. So I'm going to say at 12:41 here with the goal in the center. So that'll be Tom Rolston, I believe, Tom Rolston. And a left defenseman here. Which defense pair was it there? It's going to be D1. So D1LD is Paul Coffey, is it not? Yes. So McClellan from Rolston and Coffey here at 12:41 at period 3. 2 more minutes coming off the clock now. I think at this point it's pretty much a done deal there for Philadelphia. So penalty versus home. Edmonton figures they're at liberty to take some. The ZX2, that's Mark Messier. Messier back to the box. He doesn't like this. He's rattled. His team's up by 5. Anyway, another minute. I can just see it too. Another minute coming off the clock. Him taking exception to pretty much everything that Philadelphia does. So another minute off the clock here. But actually, I got to pay attention here. That was almost but not quite a power play chance for Philadelphia. So Edmonton successfully has killed it there for the Moose. And 2 more coming off the clock now, I believe, up to 19:79. Look at this, adding insult to injury here. Yeah, they're going to run it up here late. Wayne Gretzky with it. Gretzky headed at the face-off circle, perhaps low in time. It's going to be Gretzky on Perron here, round 2 and 6. Perron, it's 2-0 for Perron in that little battle. 3 more minutes come off the clock, and because it's the third period, I will allow one more flip here, tail end of the third, where once again we get an Edmonton Oilers scoring chance. This one going to player E. Player E is Paul Coffey. He's going to do the honors this time at the blue line, evidently out of time. Once again, Perron here has to make a big save through traffic. And for the save reading, we have a 5, so Perron has succeeded in doing it, and that's not a 0 minute. So it is 10-5 here after 2 games, the total score. Again, this was a series of 2 games, most goals. So the game 1 was 7-3, and I guess game 2, for that matter, doing the quick math, would have been a 3-2 Oilers final score, and I just dropped a couple cards there on the floor. So a couple of cards have fallen to the floor. That signifies the end here, semifinal 1. I will be back. I don't know exactly when. I don't want to commit to an exact time or day to do it. It'll be soon. It'll be sooner than later. I don't want to just wait forever to do semifinal 2. I had quite a bit of fun with this one. So semifinal 2, though, I was going to say, is between the 63 Toronto Maple Leafs. So again, that's the team featuring Tim Horton and Sidney Crosby in the 2013 Pittsburgh Penguins opposing them. That'll be the other semifinal. And then the winner of that semifinal is going to face the 84 Edmonton Oilers in the final. This year being my father's favorites, Final Four of a frozen face-off of a kind of tournament or whatever. Anyway, anytime, any consideration that you give to this, while it's never expected, it's always appreciated. Hopefully you enjoyed this somewhat, got something out of this or whatever. I do have to get going, though, and get on with my day. So cheers, thanks, and bye for now.